Tonight, the BAC of an ATV rider in question after a Whyalla Stuart man allegedly crashed his quad bike into a fence. And one of the most elusive and notorious sharks makes a grand return to the waters off the Eyre Peninsula.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with Madeline Kerr begins now.
Good evening, thanks for joining us. Police in Whyalla were called to the intersection of Bastion Crescent and Jenkins Avenue yesterday afternoon after reports came in that a quad bike had crashed into a fence. The homeowner was quick to come out and inspect the damage, but the rider was even quicker, allegedly fleeing the scene around 1 p.m. But police officers were able to locate the rider inside a property nearby, where they breath tested a 44-year-old Whyalla Stuart man. Police will allege his blood alcohol reading came back at 0.206, more than 4 times the legal limit. Further checks revealed a plethora of other alleged offences, including that he was unlicensed, uninsured and unregistered. He was issued with a further 12-month loss of licence and his quad bike was impounded. With council elections less than a month away, candidates across the region are campaigning as to why they should be elected as mayor. In Port Lincoln, it's a 2-horse race, with both parties looking to make a change in the township.
The race for the title of mayor in Port Lincoln is on. For acting mayor Brad Flaherty, it has been 4 years in the role, a position he has enjoyed and one he hopes to continue.
I've been the mayor of the City of Port Lincoln for the last 4 years and I've had a really good time. I've enjoyed myself. I think we've managed to be a very progressive and accountable council.
However, opposing Brad is Diana Mislov, who also hopes to bring change to the township.
I'm running for mayor because I think I can bring something a little bit different and hopefully engage a little bit with community. I think community is the heart of our council and I'd really like to bring a sense of belonging.
The concerns for the Eyre Peninsula's water security at the forefront of their agendas.
Come 2025, we are going to be in trouble for drinkable water on the Eyre Peninsula and particularly for the City of Port Lincoln. So regardless of where the site is determined in the end, we still need the water for our population.
Water resources are so important for our area and the whole Eyre Peninsula, so I think it's very important that this get underway as soon as possible.
The Port Lincoln local looking to support nursing home facilities in the city and make sure all residents have access to healthcare.
Obviously the health issues are very important as well, mental health in particular, and anything that will contribute to our aged care and our youth is always going to be a priority.
For Mayor Flaherty, he looks to continue to develop the foreshore and work on regional roads.
Officer Matt Morgan and myself have been in constant negotiations and discussions with the Department of Infrastructure and Transport about the resheeting of the roads within the City of Port Lincoln and the reconfiguration of the roundabouts as they currently are.
Postal votes will be sent out around mid-October, with both parties encouraging locals to vote. Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Meantime, the race to be the mayor of Port Augusta has stepped up a notch, with Councillor Lindley Shine launching her bid to replace Brett Benbow for the city's top job. The councillor says the revitalisation is a crucial aspect of her campaign.
Incumbent Mayor of Port Augusta Brett Benbow has a strong challenger for his position, Councillor Lindley Shine. Miss Shine launching her bid for the mayoralty with a "what you see is what you get" approach.
Because I know that Port Augusta is surrounded with so much potential ready and waiting for us to embrace and maximise. To do this well, it does require strong, balanced and committed leadership who'll work hard and focus on relationships, unity and sharing the pride of our achievements.
Councillor Shine is pushing for a major revitalisation of the CBD and foreshore, as well as improving the livability for residents.
I'm also mindful of the many strategic opportunities that surround us, and with that I mean the local economy, supporting business and enhancing tourism. These also require attention.
Meanwhile, Deputy Mayor Philip Brown says he's interested in retaining his position if he continues to receive council support.
The town will decide that, and if whichever mayor's there would like me to run as deputy mayor, I'll give that consideration. But the ultimate decision comes back down to the elected members of who they want and what direction they want to go in. But I will support any mayor and any elected member in there, and it's Good sometimes to have fierce debate.
This mayoral campaign will be one of the most closely watched races of the local elections. Mayor Bembo won by only a few hundred votes last time, and Councillor Shine is tough competition. Daniel Pizzari, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Rural-based students from the School of the Air have travelled to Whyalla for an exciting day at the Road Safety Centre. Primarily based online, it was a chance for students to have some in-person time with their peers.
From far-reaching corners of the outback to riding side by side with their mates. A bus full of students from School of the Air have travelled to Whyalla to learn some important road safety lessons and to catch up with friends. The distance education service predominantly teaches students through an online setting, making in-person experiences like this one all the more important.
Helps look after education for children who live in remote and isolated communities. So these kind of events where kids can all come together, learn new skills and just get to hang out with their mates are so awesome.
I come from a cattle station south of Coopedi, and what we're doing here, we're doing road safety, so every kid can know about road safety on our push bikes.
The day, a great opportunity for children to learn how to navigate busier metropolitan locations.
It's really important for these kids to learn how to ride safely in the cities. On the stations, they're always on their bikes riding around, but they don't have stop signs or give way signs or traffic lights. So if they ever do come to town and go on their bikes, they really need to know how to ride safely.
Volunteers showing students a road safety video, helping them pick out the right size bike and then assisting them on a mock road environment.
Yeah, I've learnt to give way at a give way sign and stop at a stop sign. And at traffic lights, when it's red, you stop.
Just lots of fun because you get to ride a push bike around on the road, so it's real cool.
Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A familiar face has returned to Port Lincoln after a 3-year hiatus. Thrill seekers treated to a visit from Scarface, the Great White. Calypso Star Charters starting to see good numbers of sharks return to Neptune Island ahead of the busy summer months.
Coming face to face with one of the world's deadliest apex predators, or in some lucky divers' case, a one-on-one with Scarface.
Our old mate Scarface that we hadn't seen since 2019's back again. So, a couple of years where he's obviously gone off exploring somewhere else, but great to see him again and hopefully he hangs around for a bit.
Andrew from Calypso Star Charters saying some sharks have had a rough life returning with bites and scars. A unique experience to Port Lincoln that's been offering people the chance to get up close and personal with great whites for decades. Now, with sharks returning and summer on the horizon, Calypso hope to run more charters.
As it warms up, people start thinking about getting out of their winter hibernation and starting to travel again. Certainly seeing some sharks makes a difference with the bookings and, of course, the sea lion season's kicked off again.
And if you're not feeling brave enough to step into the cage, you can always swim with the playful sea lions instead.
Yeah, we do the combo tours. They kick off again next month, so that's sort of handy for people that are just got a limited amount of time and want to pack 2 experiences into one day.
With the much anticipated return of cruise ships set to dock in Port Lincoln, bookings are already starting to pile up.
Absolutely, you can book online, sharkcagediving.com.au, or give us a buzz at the office, and we'd be happy to help out.
Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, damage to local buildings still visible in Port Augusta almost 3 weeks after the freak storm. And the Broken Hill City Library to transform into an Antarctic wonderland for the school holidays. Welcome back. It's been close to 3 weeks since that massive storm struck Port Augusta and surrounds. With the damage still obvious on many buildings, it could take several more weeks for everything to go back to normal.
The damage bill from the September storm is estimated to be in the millions, with hundreds of buildings, from houses to shop fronts, still picking up the pieces.
Repairs are taking a while. We've had a lot of internal damages on things. So we basically, the first 2 days, we got people's power back up and running, and then we're going back slowly, replacing light fittings and power points and upgrading meter box and stuff like that.
Seaview Christian College has resumed classes, but several areas of the school grounds remain severely damaged. The upcoming school holidays can't come quickly enough.
School's functioning just as it would normally, and the workmen are getting ready to repair all the ceilings and the carpets, and it's a huge job to take out material and put it back again, but we'll do it.
Repairs are likely to continue for several more weeks, but major works are underway.
The bigger facilities, Puma Service Station, we've only just got that back up and running a couple of days ago, which is fantastic, but that was a lot of work there, and so caused a lot of damage. So work's going slowly to get repaired.
The Flinders Rangers didn't escape the wrath of the storm.
DIT have been out there as well, which is great to see, cleaning out all the culverts. And of course, we had our mini cyclone go through Hawker. We were up there yesterday. Our crews will be up there for a few days.
Daniel Pizarro, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
If you're wondering how to keep your kids occupied these school holidays, then the Broken Hill City Library has you covered. As well as regular programs like Baby Bounce and Rhyme Time, there will be something extra to keep the kids entertained, but you might need a jacket.
From the desert to the snow, an Antarctic experience is coming to the Broken Hill Library on Thursday.
We've created a backdrop which has been painted, and when the kids come in, or the adults, they'll be able to decorate the backdrop with animals and creatures and stuff that live in Antarctica.
You'll be able to see how you measure up to those creatures that inhabit the continent, the brainchild of some work experience students at the library.
So when you come in, you'll be able to see not only how big the penguins are, but how you measure up against the penguins that live in Antarctica.
The staff have been busy putting together sensory bags for the kids to explore. There will also be plenty of paint around and sequins for children to put their creative sides on display.
If they're not interested in decorating the backdrop, or they can do both, they can push some stuff around in the bags like their sensory activity.
The fun will continue into week 2 of the holidays, with artist C.E. Shen set to help children discover the sights and sounds of the Silver City. Parents are also encouraged to attend this one. Bookings for this program are a must.
And they're going to take a walk to around the streets and to the Sturt Park, take in what they can see, what they can hear, and then come back to the library, and they're going to be creating a map.
The picnic train will also be running these school holidays, starting tomorrow at Queen Elizabeth Park at midday. Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. The Excellence Awards returns to Far West New South Wales, recognising outstanding local businesses. And after years of COVID postponements, the Smelters Picnic is back in Port Pirie. Welcome back. The Excellence in Business Awards returns to Broken Hill this November after a 2-year hiatus. The awards recognise businesses in the Far West that go above and beyond for the customer experience.
It's been a tough 2 years for businesses in the Far West, but they have come out the other side of a pandemic. And now it is time for them to be recognised for their hard work and persistence.
Yeah, look, it's really exciting to have them back again, and I think a really great opportunity for our community to start to think about those businesses that have really struggled and got through COVID and come out the other side of that.
The awards started back in 2014 as a way to celebrate those businesses at the forefront in Far West New South Wales.
So they've been really, really popular over those years leading into the COVID pandemic where we had that break. But years of, I guess, really showcasing the innovation and the business capacity across our Far West region.
All up, there are 11 categories that people can nominate their business for, with 3 People's Choice categories, recognising presentation and marketing, Employee of the Year, Excellence in Innovation, as well as trainees and apprentices.
Really a category there for every single business across the region to be able to recognise and think about their business. It's a fantastic opportunity for them to actually sit down and reflect on what's happened in that past year.
Nominations close this Friday, September 30. To nominate your business, head to the Far West Business Awards website. Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
The Smelters Picnic is iconic to Port Pirie and it's on tomorrow. Originating in the early 1900s, the picnic was a day of leisure for employees of the then BHP company's lead smelter and their families. In the years since, the event has continued to grow and is now based at Memorial Park, attracting visitors throughout the region. Meantime, the Heartfield Day has just celebrated its 40th anniversary. The much-loved event is run by farmers for farmers and attracts hundreds of visitors each year as they learn about cropping and agribusiness from specialists. And with technology constantly changing, there's always something new to learn. And if you weren't able to attend this year, pencil in next year for the 41st anniversary instalment. Stay with us. After the break, Edward McCarroll has the latest sports results from across the region. And we'll have the Spencer Golf weather details with Alex Sykes. Welcome back. With footy and netball over for the season, the Spencer Golf community is jumping headfirst into new activities. Table tennis clubs now travelling the region to take on neighbouring cities, all to obtain those all-important bragging rights. Edward McCarroll reports.
While most winter sports are finished for the year, the Whyalla Soccer League is about to jump into their cup round now that the league's all wrapped up and the champions have been announced. After 20 rounds of play, this is how the final A-grade ladder has stacked up, with Lions winning the Jim Lawrenson League trophy by just 3 points. This back-to-back win coming after a tight and exciting season where the team were going round for round with both Wanderers and Steel United. Looking at reserves, it was Westlands who took the chocolates, after a thrilling title race that went down to the last round. Wanderers, who were neck and neck with Westlands throughout the league, were reduced to bridesmaids yet again. Narrowly missing out in both grades will surely light a fire in the belly of Wanderers when they next hit the pitch. On Sunday, Port Lincoln Table Tennis Club hosted Whyalla for their end-of-season City vs City event. The first round of singles saw some absolute upsets with Whyalla's top players James Adair and Ben Friedrich leading from the front and both taking wins over Lincoln's best players. But when it comes to doubles, Lincoln broke away from their competition, not giving their opponents a sniff of victory for the rest of the day. All tallied up, it was Lincoln who got to hold on to the sought-after trophy. In the 25th round of Whyalla 8-ball, the Senators kept their top spot after a 6-3 win against the City Slickers. However, there was some movement on the ladder this week, with Old Firm jumping up to second place with a win against Croatia Red. Meanwhile, the left-hand Cats had to forfeit 2 of their games, resulting in a loss to Whyalla City. In the league's other games, the Rejects beat Lions Gold, and after a bad start against the Rifle Club, the Shamrocks fought an uphill battle to just scrape in front to win their match, with 5 wins to Rifle Club's 4. The final game saw Croatia CC defeat Shan Thistle by 5-4. That's it for this week's Sports Wrap. If you would like your team's results featured in our bulletin, please let us know through our Facebook page.
Thanks, Eddie. Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather with Alex Sykes. Alex, below average temperature in Port Augusta today.
Thanks, Maddie. Yes, that's right. The Jewel of the North reached 18 today. Doesn't seem too bad until you compare it to the September average of around 22 degrees. So a fair bit cooler today indeed. Elsewhere, Port Lincoln reached a top of 16 degrees around 10 past 2 this afternoon, 15 degrees in Kadina. And at 3 p.m, Clare recorded just under 1 millimetre of rain with a top temp today of 12 degrees. Looking more broadly at today's weather map, 18 was the temperature of the day recorded in Woodner, Port Pirie and Broken Hill. And as we mentioned before, Port Augusta. Just 16 degrees in Whyalla and Port Lincoln, 21 in Coober Pedy, 15 in the capital. Taking a look at the satellite image now, a high pressure system west of the Bight will move slowly east and weaken tomorrow as another high further to the south strengthens. The stronger high will then move towards Tasmania later in the week, causing winds over South Australia to turn east to northeasterly. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Southwest to southeasterly winds 15 to 20 knots, seas around a metre increasing to 1.5 metres, and south to southwesterly swell 1 to 2 metres. Cloudy and 15 degrees in Port Lincoln on Wednesday, same goes in Cleve. partly cloudy and 19 degrees in Woodna. Between 9 and 17 in Whyalla, partly cloudy and set to reach a high of 19 in Port Augusta, down to 5 degrees in Kadina tonight, 17 tomorrow. A cloudy top of 19 degrees in Port Pirie as well, possible showers in Clare between 6 and 14 degrees, cloudy in Broken Hill, 17 degrees. Taking a look further through the week now, Thursday will be sunny in Coober Pedy, Port Augusta or Whyalla. The rest of the region won't miss out entirely on the sunny conditions, but expect some clouds as well. 21 in Woodna, Port Augusta and Port Pirie, 19 Whyalla and Broken Hill, cloudy in Port Lincoln, 16 degrees. Taking a look at Friday's forecast now, starting from the top and working our way down. Blue skies in Coober Pedy, 27 degrees, mostly sunny in Broken Hill, heading for a top of 21. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions in Woodna and Port Augusta, 23. Partly cloudy and 22 in Port Pirie, 20 in Whyalla and Kadina. And just quickly taking a peek at Saturday's outlook, absolutely stunning day on the way for the Spencer Gulf. Temperatures between 19 and 26 degrees with blue skies. Don't forget your sun protection. And that's all the weather from me for tonight. I'll see you soon with an update. It's back to you, Maddie.
Thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Tuesday. I'm Madeline Kerr. From all of us here, thanks for joining us. I'll have updates a little later, but until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.